Pokemon just announced their new title, Pokemon Champions, which will be available on both Nintendo Switch and mobile devices. From the trailer, we can infer a few things. It'll be a spiritual successor to the Pokemon Stadium and Battle Revolution games, meaning the focus of this title is entirely on battling, both from a casual and competitive standpoint. The game will have some sort of rental system similar to the Pokemon Stadium games, but you'll be able to send Pokemon from the main series of games into Pokemon Champions via Pokemon Home. Graphically, it seems to be taking notes from Generation 8's battles, which were visually pretty impressive due to the cinematic camera. This is a good idea since Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's move animations were downgraded to ensure the moves would look okay regardless of where the battles took place in the open world. We've gotten confirmation that old battle mechanics like Mega Evolution and Terrassalization will be included in this game, and from the size of the battlefield in the trailer, we can conclude that Dynamax and likely Z-Crystals will also be returning. Whether or not we'll be able to quickly train our Pokemon in-game via setting stats and moves similar to Pokemon battle sims like Pokemon Showdown has yet to be revealed. But if this is the case, the game will likely be the new home of competitive Pokemon. It seems that on launch, not every Pokemon will be available, but obviously this game will receive updates to include more and more. Live server games like this are integral to keeping a competitive community active, and the potential for updates including balance patches and new items means that the future of competitive Pokemon is looking brighter than ever. This also means that the main series of games can experiment more with battling mechanics since traditional battles will have a new home. Today, my friend MG and I, who have been competing in VGC and Smogon singles for years, will be giving our thoughts on what this could mean for the future of the franchise. They took Pokemon Showdown out back and killed him.
It's dead.
It's
Showdown's
dead.
Gone.
Well,
No,
all right,
not at all.
Probably not. But
No.
yeah. So Pokemon just announced Pokemon Champions, and from what we can tell, I mean, you guys have already seen the intro to this video, but it's going to be like a Pokemon Battle Revolution, Pokemon Stadium type deal, and that's actually huge for competitive players. If you don't know, competitive players have been asking for this for years, and we never thought we would actually get basically exactly specifically what we asked for. But it looks like we might be. There's only one thing that's up in the air, and that is if you can customize your Pokemon like Pokemon Showdown. MJ, what do you think?
About customization specifically?
Yeah.
I don't think we're getting wiggly sliders. I don't think we're getting bars. I don't think we're getting max 252 in 1 second.
Yeah. For those of you who are casual, we're talking about Pokemon Showdown. So like, let's say you're using like a team, right? And you want to use, like, all right. So like, imagine you're playing Pokemon. What we're hoping for is that you have like a box of Pokemon, and you can search for that box of Pokemon and add it to a battle team. Like, oh, I want to use Eternatus, and I want to have the ability Pressure, and I want to have an Assault Vest, and I want to give it this much HP, this much blah blah blah. It's unlikely, because Pokemon hates transparency for some reason, that we'll get that. But I'm hoping for it. I don't think it's unlikely. I think that you have to be able to customize your Pokemon in some way, shape, or form, given how much they're leaning into the competitive stuff since the Nintendo Switch dropped. So I think that we're gonna get something like this, but it's not gonna.
But it's not gonna be sliders. That's all I'm trying to say.
It's not gonna be sliders.
Whether or not it's like save up 10 vitamins or whatever, right?
Yeah. It might literally just be like vitamins and feathers, or you know what? It probably is feathers. Right. It's like, how many feathers do you want to give it? You know,
I could see it being like a reward given just for playing the battle mode of the game. Like whatever the core gameplay loop of this game is, will probably yield rewards that let you do something at least similar to this.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what it was in Gen 8, right? And it's kind of like that in now, Gen 9, just for doing in-game battle stadium.
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually really happy that they're releasing this. I'm not gonna lie. Like Gen 9,
me too.
Gen 9 battling is fine. I think Gen 8 online experience was a little better, just because it looked nicer. I'm happy that we're gonna get a battling game that like isn't compromised because of the overworld camera, you know?
Dude, have you ever tried to get somebody into VGC and then you're like, okay, so first you're going to download or buy Scarlet and Violet, and then you're going to beat the game, and then you're going to get the Terra Orb, and then you're going to train your team like this, and then you're going to have 6 guys, and then you're going to fight me on Battle Stadium, right? No.
Yeah.
Now it's, hey, download this app on your phone, and let's play with rentals.
Yeah, literally, that's all it takes. You can literally just, all right, so have you ever tried to get someone into a mobile game? It's really easy. You go, hey, you ever hear of Pokemon Go? And they're like, no. And you're like, here you go, download it. And then you just start playing it. They turn VGC into that.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. I think that's phenomenal for the health of the game. Like,
Yeah.
for like the broad casual audience, which is not exactly who watches you, but like, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I have some casual audience fans
That's
ever
fine.
since I started doing the essays.
Here's the way to put it. The people watching you right now, probably not a casual fan, but the people who are friends with the people that watch you right now, this is for them.
Exactly. All right, so let's talk about like the implications on the competitive community, and then we'll talk about like some wishes for the game, and then I think we should talk about like the potential for how they're going to monetize this. Apparently it is a paid game. Like you have to pay for it on Switch. So I don't know if that's like
language. Where's the language on that?
the language on that. It was just from like it was literally just from like that one like leak account, and it's like it's apparently going to be a paid game.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but like they wouldn't say that. I mean, they have just straight up lied before, but I don't think they would say that sort of thing with such like, you know.
You want to start with that because we're already talking about it? Because I have a thought about like how they're actually going to make money off of this.
Yeah.
Because it's a mobile game, dude. Like, name a mobile game that you have to pay for on launch that goes crazy, like mega popular. You know what I'm saying?
Minecraft Pocket Edition.
That's like, yeah, if they want to try to be Minecraft Pocket Edition, then props to them. I respect their guts.
I'm hoping for more
don't
of a
think
Unite
they-
model.
I don't think they're them. Yeah, I think it's going to be more like a battle pass
Yeah, and I'm
where there's
cool with
paid
that, dude.
options.
I'm cool with that because like, you have to keep in mind, like, this is my game. I've never had a game where I'm willing to sink a ton of money into it, and I always joke around that like Pokemon VGC is great because you have to pay for everything once and then you're set for life until the next gen comes out, obviously. But it's like compared to like TCGs, this is a pretty cheap game to be playing.
Yeah.
But
honestly, this reminds me of what they're doing with TCG Pocket, but for the video game instead.
yeah, technically speaking, you don't even have to own any official Pokemon titles other than this and Pokemon Home to play. Because like if you pay for the home subscription, you have trading.
You don't even need to pay for the home subscription, by the way. Without paying for it, you get one box. So
Oh yeah. So technically you can just play this and have like home and then transfer stuff from home.
yeah, but then like cosmetic,
Oh,
other
you swore.
various like, you know, non-in battle things, but like ways to make battling easier. Maybe like vitamins, feathers, you know, like
Yeah. I don't
and
think that
all
they're gonna
come
make you
from
pay
a
for
battle
that sort of thing. I think it's gonna be like an earned thing. I think it'd be
Well,
pretty
right, but that's
ridiculous
where-
to like make you pay
that's
to
where-
like train the Pokemon.
Well, but that's where a battle pass comes in, right? Because you can get that all for free without paying a battle pass, but then you can get like a premium pass that gets you, you know, double whatever you would get normally, right? They're like, what games do that? There's like so many games that do that.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go is currently doing that.
Yeah. Where it's like you do get free resources.
Yeah.
I would imagine that like if you trade a Pokemon in from the main series games and it's EV trained, like it'll remember like it does in home.
Right.
So you could technically train your Pokemon anywhere else, but my hope is that you can train them in this and it's like much more efficient
And
and cheap.
send them to like whatever VGC game is being played. That would be my hope too.
Well,
I
here's
would
the
love
thing.
that.
I'm not even hoping we play VGC on anything but this.
You want that?
I would be okay with that. And here's the reason. If this is the new home for competitive Pokemon, it means that like the main series games can focus on being like single player and like multiplayer experiences without having to worry about game balance as much.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, and also, if this is the new home for competitive, because like let's be so for real, people would not care if this is the new home for competitive if it means that we get like balance patches and updates.
I think that would allow them to do a larger variety of regulations throughout a VGC season. Right? So
Exactly.
you can do like Reg A all the way down to Z and then have wildly different Pokemon.
There's some speculation that this is going to be the 2026 format.
I mean,
It wouldn't be out of the question because if we have these screenshots, right, it's definitely early. I don't imagine the game's gonna look exactly like this on release, but like obviously it's not gonna look like this, but like this. I would imagine that they're pretty far along in development and they've just been keeping it under wraps, and that like it'll probably be done before Legend ZA drops. I would imagine this drops before Legend ZA, even though we have an official we don't have an official launch date for Legend ZA actually.
Late
Yeah,
2020.
late 2020. I mean, that means it's going to be the holiday release. Like, that's just...
The November.
Yeah, so I got my prediction wrong. But if Legends ZA is the holiday release, you also have to keep in mind, we've never played VGC on a title longer than 3 years, and we are on year 3 of Scarlet Violet.
So you're thinking Worlds and then this after?
Yeah, I'm thinking that we're probably going to play at Worlds, and then we're going to... I think that, like, this will release sometime around the time of Worlds, and we're just gonna get like the announcement. It's like, here's everything you can expect, right? Because this is the competitive game, and we always get competitive announcements at Worlds. There is literally no competitive announcement that could be made this year regarding VGC, and we didn't have a competitive announcement last year regarding VGC because we had already gotten all the new content. Remember last year at Worlds, we just got like TCG news?
Yeah, this lets them do their Black-White remake if they want to do that after ZA.
And here's the thing, like, if
you're without a VGC game, because we have the VGC game, it's this.
Yeah, if this is our forever game now, I'm cool with that, because that means that it's just like, oh, Generation 10 dropped. There they go. Here's the update.
Because you can put whatever Pokemon from new games come into this, and I do like that they're doing that with Home, like the connectivity between that.
Yeah, like that's so sick. Basically, I would imagine it's going to be like as soon as Home gets updated, like this gets updated.
Go to the Home connectivity screen thing that you were showing me earlier.
Yeah.
Because there's some fine print on there that I think is really important that I'm surprised they didn't say all that.
Yeah. Limitations apply at the time of release. Only select Pokemon will be available for use in Pokemon Champions. I'm going to say it like a pharmaceutical company. Limited Pokemon release. At the time of release, only select Pokemon will be available to use in Pokemon Champions. Not all Pokemon available in Pokemon Home will appear in Pokemon Champions. The Pokemon you send to Pokemon Champions via Pokemon Home are limited to Pokemon that appear in Pokemon Champions. Pokemon you have originally obtained in Pokemon Champions cannot be deposited in Pokemon Home. The Pokemon you bring over to each game via Pokemon Home are linked to the Pokemon that appear in that game.
TLDR, because he didn't really say that in a way that was understandable. You can get Pokemon from Champions somehow.
No.
Unclear on if you can catch them or if they give them to you.
There are rentals. He said like you won't be limited to the Pokemon that are only appearing in Pokemon Champions in the video, but you can't send them out of Champions. It's like literally just like rental teams, sort of like Pokemon Stadium.
But it is cool that you can dump your stuff there from other games.
Yeah, I'm actually really happy about that, because like if it were only like a battle sim, I wouldn't have as much like... I know that they're just pixels, right? But I have attachments to certain Pokemon I use in tournaments because they have like ribbons and stuff. Oh my god, ribbons!
Personalities.
Yeah, the ribbons that we have on our Pokemon will probably appear in this game. There's probably gonna be ribbons attainable in this game.
Does this video come out today?
Yeah.
All right, then this is my PSA, because you could send Pokemon Go Pokemon in there. You get a free every Gen 5 Legendary, like right now, if you go open Pokemon Go. Like, regardless of who you are, you just get it for free.
You just get it?
Yeah.
Well, you could have told me that. I'm going to open that up as soon as we're done recording.
My bad. You weren't in call yesterday. I would have told you that.
Yeah. But, no, that's like actually so huge. So, I mean, like, as far as Pokemon Showdown goes, if this does have the features that we want from Pokemon Showdown, like the sliders, literally just the sliders, right? If it's that accessible, what are the odds this game gets cease and desisted?
What, Showdown? No, don't even, like,
well, I mean, the only reason it hasn't been cease and desisted is, one, I think you can't... Yeah, one, it's a beta, but, like, two, I mean, the Pokemon Company knows this exists, and they know that competitive players use it to practice, because their games are awful for that.
You telling me Masuda out there ain't like sliding bars around?
Yeah, Masuda definitely plays Showdown. He was like, wow, what a phenomenal game. Masuda's trash talking me on Showdown. I don't
know to that degree, but like...
But what are the odds that like this game almost becomes defunct?
Also, I don't think very high, right? Because this is a way to get... Okay, Showdown, especially its player base, is a very cultivated like group of people. Think about the type of player you find on Showdown. And I'm not talking about the meme of like, what am I going to do without my Italians cursing at me at 6 a.m.? No, not that. I'm talking like go to the homepage, click the home, and then click the join chat. This is what Showdown is. It's a...
Guys, I'm sorry. I'm going to open up the lobby.
It's an extension of the Showdown forums, or of the Smogon forums, right?
I'm so done with not hitting super effective. Yeah, man.
All right. The calculators and like the information sharing on all of this, that's not going anywhere. And I don't think it can. Because they can't really cease and desist that. It's like trying to take down a Reddit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. I don't think it's
This
gonna
is
go away.
Me neither. Showdown is a Reddit with a calculator attached.
Yeah,
With pretty pictures.
it's a messaging board with Pokemon. Okay, but let's say that you're able to make custom rule sets on this game, right? Like obviously we won't have. Maybe you can turn on Sleep Clause for all you know. But like let's say that they have mostly custom rule sets where it's like you can play singles, you can set the timer. Do you think that even though there won't be a ladder probably, we'll see a lot more OU battling on Pokemon?
Oh, if you can, dude, if they have 6v6 singles, absolutely. This is where
there's no way they don't.
They've been starved of Wi-Fi battles since Gen 6?
Dude, if we get a ranked 6v6 singles,
that's what I mean, dude. That's literally what got me into playing Pokemon, was watching Gen 6 Wi-Fi battles.
Yeah.
So
because we had a timer back then that worked.
Right. If they don't, also the reason they don't have a timer, right, is because like hardware restriction, not hardware restriction, server restriction, right? They don't want like a million Toxapex 1v1s happening at the same time for server reasons. But that's up in the air, right? Because I can easily just see them doing what current Battle Stadium is, where it's like the 3v3 singles and the 4v4 doubles VGC.
Yeah. How do you feel about like character customization in this game? Do you think right now we don't see any character customization? We see like the 2 default trainers, but like I would imagine like they're gonna go all in, sort of like with Pokemon Unite. Pokemon Unite has like,
yeah,
I'd imagine that's the main monetization. Actually, I would argue that like we're probably not gonna have to like pay for resources or anything. I think it will be strictly character customization, and that's probably enough.
Absolutely, yeah. Like they're like you said, they're doing it in Unite. They do it in Pokemon Go. They do it in.
Well, Unite actually does have some pay to win elements because it's like you have to like unlock certain items and level up your items. But if this is like functioning like normal Pokemon, you don't level up your leftovers.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna be like that. In TCG Pocket, do you pay for like a extra like couple packs? Is that possible?
You can pay for some extra packs, but I mean, you can like play completely free to play.
Is there like a battle pass in Pocket is what I'm asking you?
There's not a battle pass, but there's a premium pass that lets you open up 2 more packs.
That's what a battle pass is. So,
or not a premium pass. It's like a premium subscription. You just get 2 more packs a day.
Yeah, some kind of subscription based thing. That's kind of what I mean by a battle pass, is subscription based. They have it in Go, they have it in Pocket, they have it in Unite. They're gonna have it in this, right? Yeah. This is the VGC was the last like core competitive Pokemon thing that didn't have a mobile app, and now it does. So it's gonna follow the same as the other 4. Right?
Some people will be like, "Oh, you love spending money." I don't actually, but I'm cool with VGC going this route because, like, even from it helps everyone, to be honest, from a competitive standpoint, from a content creation standpoint, and from like a cultural standpoint, right? Because as far as competitive goes, you want to be able to practice wherever you can, and you want accessibility to be able to change your teams. And Pokemon, as great of a competitive game as it is, it sucks for learning because you have to use rental teams. You can't adjust the rental teams if you want to like do it quickly. If you want to make your own team, it takes forever to gather the resources. And that's why everyone uses Showdown. You use Showdown as a supplemental tool to practice and perfect your team, and then you make it in game. This removes that need if they go the route of like easy customization, right?
Yeah, VGC is the little brother of Pokemon because it's like hard to get into. It's weird, and there's so many layers of friction. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's bigger than it's ever been, but it's still not enough. Truthfully, is still not enough because of the barrier to entry, and they've been lowering that barrier to entry. And I think this might be just completely removing the barrier. Also, from a competitive standpoint, we might get balance patches. They might literally just be like, hey, maybe Calyrex Shadow is a little too fast, you know? Let's remove like 10 speed from it, and now Calyrex Shadow Rider is 132, you know? Or sorry, is he 142 or what is he? He's 142, right?
42, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like now he's 132. We might get small changes like that, or maybe they'll like add moves to Pokemon's movesets and adjust that. Like, okay, you know, Golisopod, maybe we should give him another ability. Like that sort of thing is completely possible, especially considering if games go like the Legends route, and they're more like story focused, there's going to be less of a need to make sure that those abilities, or even if they keep abilities, because there were no abilities in, Legends Arceus, there's no need to like worry about them on that front. You can just have like a completely separate team working on this.
Is that possible? Yeah. Do I see nerfs and buffs retroactively happening? I don't know how they would do that with the home compatibility in mind.
Well, I mean, you would just update home.
Well, but then, okay, you have Shadow Rider Calyrex in Scarlet and Violet. You put it in Pokemon Home. You know its stats. You put it in this game, and now its stats are different?
Yeah, that's actually already how it works. If you don't know, you can transfer backwards and forwards between Gen 7 or Gen 8 and Gen 9, and also Pokemon Legends Arceus. And Pokemon did receive changes to their movesets and abilities and stuff between games.
Movesets and abilities, but like stat buffs? I don't think...
I would imagine that Home would follow the stats. Like, Home would follow the stats that happen in this game,
because
right?
Because you could put from this game back into Home, right? So then is Calyrex in this example
I think Home in this game are going to be intrinsically linked, right? And then when you move it to Generation 8, Generation 8 does not have an update, but it knows what Pokemon that is. It knows the EVs, it knows like the whatever, and it just like goes there, Also, if you open it up, if you open a Pokemon up in Home, I'm pretty sure it remembers the movesets for each game it's in.
Here's how you test this. You take from Virtual Console on DS, you take a Raichu from that, you look at its stats in Home, and then you put it in Gen 7, where it got its stats buffed.
You can't move back to Gen 7.
Oh, you can't go from...
Yeah. But Pokemon do have like changes made to them between Gen 8 and Gen 9, and Home knows both of them.
Raichu has the same stats as Gen 7 and Gen 8. So you can do from Virtual Console Red to Gen 8. And then if Raichu's stats are not like missing EVs or anything, then yeah, that could be possible that they could update. I think
it's more than possible. I think it's like pretty much just implied, to be honest, because like literally Pokemon in like Legends Arceus don't have like the same base stats. They're like weird. I remember.
In Arceus they have the same base stats.
It's the training that's weird.
EVs and IVs are wildly different.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like if it's able to remember that, all it needs to remember is the ID number. It's like, oh, this is a Calyrex, and you put the Calyrex in Pokemon, in Pokemon Home, and it has like the stats that it would have in this game. But then you move that Pokemon from Pokemon Home back to, Gen 8, and it knows what stats it would have in that game, because it's not pulling the base stats, it's pulling the ID. The EVs it has to remember, right? Doesn't have to remember the base stats. Because the base stats for that ID are different,
And they just change the base stat
when it's in the game, because the game will know what base stats to give it.
I think if they want to be like, allowing for different monster shine / buffing / nerfing, right? I think they would, and this is the reason I think this is because of what they did in Gen 9. Is just make different rule sets.
Yeah, I genuinely think that we'll have like Little Cup and stuff. Like I think that like this is the game where they start embracing like maybe not fan made rule sets, but they'll start embracing like these niche rule sets that we've had throughout the years, because we've had like Little Cup like special ladders in like Gen 8, in Gen 6, I'm pretty sure. We had like, because
as long as they have an official like ranked ladder, right? That can be whatever they want it to be, and then the rest of the app can be whatever they want it to be, right? So like,
apparently there's gonna be private ranked and casual ladder, or private games ranked and casual ladder, so you can challenge your friends and stuff. Which makes sense. I mean, like that's like implied for every game ever made, but I'm excited for that. Is there anything else we want to discuss about this? Oh yeah, people are saying this looks worse. There are comments that are saying like this looks worse than Pokemon Battle Revolution. No, it doesn't. Here's modern footage of Pokemon Battle Revolution that was recorded 4 weeks ago.
Guaranteed.
I was there. I was
that
here.
Turn.
This was a tournament that I was in.
Out the
You're telling me that looks better than this? Haters. Pokemon fans never like anything. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Outside of like mechanics, but we could be here like a million years if we want to talk about mechanics.
Oh, dude, content creation wise, like, all right. So think about this. Like Marvel Rivals, competitive Pokemon only gets balance changes like every generation. And maybe with like an update like DLC wise. And like by balance changes, I mean they added a new Pokemon that made your favorite Pokemon irrelevant. Imagine if Marvel Rivals dropped and it updated twice and then never again. That is Pokemon. That is what Pokemon has been for the past like 5 years.
Right.
And then like prior to that, Generation 7 and below, imagine if Marvel Rivals dropped and it never got an update. Everything in there is exactly what you're gonna have forever.
I think what I would love to see the most when it comes to like update is different formats to play, and like whatever the official ladder is changes. I don't want to say like too frequently, but like even if it's just as frequent as it is currently with regulations, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Where they can do cool stuff with the different mechanics from old games, right? Like on the screen right now is a Mega Charizard fighting a Dondozo who's terrestrialized. That's crazy because those aren't, you know, you don't see those two next to each other ever. So if there's like a format where it's like only Z moves are allowed and you can't Terra, you can't D-Max, you can't Mega, right? Like that's cool, right? Like, or vice versa, right? They have 4 different game mechanics that they can play with in different ways, and I'm really excited to see like what they do with them. Because do I think every Pokemon can hold a Z move? Maybe. Do I think every Pokemon can Dynamax? Maybe. I don't know. Like we just don't know.
Dude, Dynamax Dondozo.
Dude, a friend of mine was telling me about like, do you think they can stack them? Do you think you could do like?
There's no way you can stack them. You gotta choose.
Terrafire Gigantamax Mega Charizard.
With a oh wait.
Solar power drought boosted.
I forget. Was Mega Rayquaza able to use a Z move?
It can hold an item, so yeah.
I actually don't know if we ever, if I've ever seen that happen. I don't think it can.
You can mega. You have to mega.
Oh
first
no. No, you can't. You can't because it takes over the UI spot.
Oh, isn't that what Ultra Necrozma did though? Where it's
Ultra
like
Necrozma wasn't a mega evolution. Like you clicked its Z button and it was called Z Burst, and you need its Mega Stone was the Z item.
Okay, so it was like a mega first and then a Z move after.
Yeah. But like I like that's the reason Mega Rayquaza couldn't use a Z move. I'm pretty sure because it was like the same UI spot. I see. But
we'll see. Okay, here's my thought. Right, is that it's like. They got that that's everyone's first thought is like what's the most insane thing we could do, and it's like Mega Gigantamax Z fly, like all of them on the same thing, right? So they have brains. There's clearly something that they can do to like make this not utter chaos. So
yeah, I would imagine like we're probably not going to have every battle mechanic on release. I think that it's going to be like an update where it's like Dynamax just dropped on Pokemon Champions. You know,
right? Yeah, like how they do with TCG Pocket, right?
Yeah,
where it's like, oh, we're in Gen 4 now, right? And now it's Z, or now we're in Gen 7 now, and it's Z moves, right? Like that can be the case for this.
Yeah.
So
what I'm excited about is that like this game isn't like TCG Pocket. Like if you're playing TCG and TCG Pocket, it's 2 different things, 2 very different games. But if you're playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and this, are they 2 very different games? Yes, but mechanically they are the same game.
Yeah,
this is only battling.
That is, I am a little concerned about that. Is if they do pocketify it, right, and make it like a little bit watered down compared to what a main game would be, and then we're stuck playing the main games for.
I mean, they're just showing a VGC battle here. I don't think they're going to pocketify it. I think that they are literally just like, we have a huge competitive audience. Let's capitalize on it.
Yeah, I would hope not. Right. That's. Yeah. Because I think it would be cool to play a season of VGC on this.
Yeah. I think that we're just going to play VGC on this forever, to be honest. I think that's like the goal. Because it's so much easier to handle a competitive game when it has updates.
True.
Like, literally, like, it's like, oh.
It's crazy that it's on a phone, though. Like, if you go to a regional and play on your phone, bro.
I mean, people do that. How do you do that with Pokemon Go? Like, you play on your phone at a regional. Have you ever
played on a Go originally?
Yeah. Yeah. And also Pokemon Unite. Do they play on Switches or do they play on phones?
Unite plays on Switches.
Switches? Okay. So I would imagine you still probably have to have a Switch, but maybe they give the option for the phone. But I would imagine playing on a phone is suboptimal because you might get a phone call.
Yeah, dude, you start 0-2, your round 3 opponent on a phone.
No, you start 0-2 and then you just hear the WhatsApp chime in round 3 and lose.
Judge.
Judge.
Illusion.
Yeah, my opponent's getting a WhatsApp call from his grandma. Anyways, I think that's all we want to talk about today. Like this game, I'm so excited for it.
This is gonna be cool.
Well, release date prediction. Because we already have battle footage, like this stuff.
I like what you said that like this could come out before ZA. Like it does make sense.
I think we're gonna get it around World Championship time, or maybe just after World Championships, like October.
That makes sense. If it's closer to ZA's release, I think that makes a lot of sense because then this is what we battle on post Worlds.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. I actually like. It genuinely hurts that they didn't say a release date because like I could just be like, oh, you know.
Right.
There's nothing to look forward to other than this.
Or this comes out in 2026 and we play Scarlet and Violet for another year. Oh,
There's no shot they make us play Scarlet and Violet for another year.
I don't.
If this is this far along, there's no shot we play Scarlet and Violet for another year.
I think you quit Pokemon if they make you play Scarlet Violet another year.
Because we're on year 3. Yeah, we had a World Championships in 2023. We had 2024. We're in the 2025 season. The longest we've ever been on a single game is this and Generation 7, because we did 2017, 2018, 2019. This is our VGC game.
Hope so.
Anyways, thank you all for watching.
Just like your comments, you can do whatever you want forever. Same with Pokemon.
Yes.
So.
Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.